Hey, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. That is something to wake up to, right? Not to wake up to war, but to wake up to Bob Marley explaining to us why there is war, and explaining to us that war will continue until that philosophy. There's a philosophy that men have that they are superior to other men. That philosophy is what underpins the evil that men do to other human beings. All praise is due to the Almighty Creator who has created us all equal in His likeness and in His image, and put something of His Spirit in us. No man better than me. Say to yourself, no other man is better than me, and I can distinguish myself by the way I behave. Not by the language I speak, Not by the language I speak. Hegseth coming on to the podium after Marco Rubio and saying, I only speak American. Whether he just talked that Spanish thing, what is that? I only speak American, when American is not even a language, but because of his ideas of supremacy, he take English and make it American. Until that philosophy that holds one race superior to another, and there are a group of men that come together in the Bohemian forest under the darkness of night, and they tell themselves, because of their wealth, because of their perceived power, because of their influence, that they are gods. They tell themselves they are on high. They look down and they say, we's kings and them is peasants. Alright, we will go to war with this one, take this, take that, do this, do that. We'll send we army here, send this here. We have the most superior navy in the world. We will bring death and destruction to you like you've never seen before. And try to instill fear into other men. And men who call themselves kings and presidents and rulers across the Middle East cower in fear. Majority of them cower in fear. Paying tax too. Begging them to protect them from the wrongs that they have done. Because if they really was on a right path, God would protect them. Protect them from the wrongs, protecting them from fighting against their brother and taking control. I don't want to go into the history too much, right? Fear. And we see just a couple people living fearless. You see that picture of a people that cannot be defeated. You see a boy stand up to a tank with a stone. I think Faris is his name. Not the Faris we have here. He's I ain't think he a belly like that. He living life. Men living life. Men are really so concerned about other things. But this little boy, undefeatable. You could kill him. But his blood goes into the earth and feeds the earth, and another spirit and soul without fear is inspired and born again. So you come up with a plan to totally wipe out a people, genocide in 2025, 26. You come up with a plan to remove them. You come up with a plan to put more walls and fences and take the land. Evil. You come up with a plan to take Venezuela's resources. You come up with a plan to take Iran's resources. Not working. You come up with a plan to take Cuba's land. Well, you say Cuba is a beautiful place, nice climate. They don't even need to be asking the federal government for hurricane money because it's outside of the hurricane belt. He calculating how beautiful other people's country is without consideration for the human beings that live in that place. For a matter of fact, he has ensured over the last decades, I can't remember how much years, but years, that these people suffer by placing a unilateral. Unilateral means he alone decide to do it. Not him alone, but the entire aristocracy, the entire elite system that runs all of the political parties and agendas in America. Very little difference, eh? Obama will bomb you subtly. He bomb you and talk pleasantly. They take a black man to go into Africa to destroy and kill Muammar Gaddafi, a great leader. Somebody was trying to unite Africa. They take an African American. At that point, it don't matter his race or whatever, because he is a puppet for the system to destroy and to kill. And you have your partner Hillary Clinton laughing and celebrating while they drag that great man through the street. His blessing is there. That is not death. That is for now. So even Donald J. Trump pondering, I tell you, all you should try to go on YouTube and find the clip. He pondering, I wonder if I ain't think, let me quote him, I don't think I'm going to go to heaven, you know. He know beforehand. What a world we live in. Cuba, they say they're going after. Well, right now they have put even stricter sanctions. Venezuela used to help Cuba by selling them and also assisting them with fuel. Now we take Venezuela. He stopped that, and he also sanctioned nobody can send to them. So Russia might want to send assistance. Nah. The American Navy literally, a blockade is the American Navy literally will stop you, will bomb you if you try to pass them. Mexico, want to help, and there was a bit of a back and forth. There are other countries, leaders in the world who want to assist. There's a Spanish Prime Minister who is not standing for the bullying in the world. Of course, there are other self-servers who they're not there, they're not fighting for anybody else's liberation, but they're saying that we're not helping you fight for the wickedness you're fighting for. Germany and quite a few others. We're not involved. We ain't getting involved in that. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Hey, morning, brother Fuad.
Hey, morning, brother. Blessings.
How you going? It's a while since I touched base with you. How you going?
Hi there, man. Not too bad at all. We just completing our fasting, man. So, everybody about to celebrate in whatever way, you know, the sacrifice we have made over the past days, month.
Yeah, thanks for reminding. I know I would have introduction, so I wouldn't be too long. Going through the fact that's so important. Committing to your spirit, your person, and find how we could be a better. And every one of us might do tests, and it's how we deal with as a human and rely on higher being. So, brother, kindly please be good and blessings to you and your. I said first time I was based on my schedule.
Right.
The great work you have been. It is so appreciated, and continue the blessings, brother.
Yeah, man, blessings to you as well. I was kind of hearing you in and out, but so it goes, right? So we are in that period. Blessings to everybody else of different denominations who are fasting as well. I pray that it was of benefit to you. I pray that it strengthened your spirit. I pray that it helped you with a certain level of discipline. You know, I pray for all of those positive impacts from this fasting that many of us, you see, God's directions to human beings are so clear that everybody who say they get some direction have an element of fasting, have an element of prayer, you know, have an element of congregation. Utilize it and obey God. Obey God. Right? So we almost finish our fasting. Of course, that's a sad thing as well, because while we're doing all of this, the people of Iran, well, Lebanon is being bombed as well. Palestine still facing, continued violence and violations of the ceasefire that they're supposed to have, right? During this time of fasting. Like the level of wickedness as well. You know, people in a mode of prayer and fasting, etc., and you choose to bomb their place. If you all really see, I know we at a distance and we see the pictures on the internet, but if you really see the level of destruction that America and Israel brings to other countries by this bombing, endless bombing and bombing, you would be appalled. Civilian infrastructure, other infrastructure, homes, buildings. Well, Israel is the most indiscriminate. If you just go and look. But if you actually see it, you know, we're so distant, we have never even felt an explosion. We've never felt an explosion of any magnitude on the earth that we are on, the space that we're on, to know how this destruction is. And then you have to look through the rubble for people who you believe live there, because you are crushed under concrete. Sometimes you do die initially from the strike or from whatever concrete imploding and falling and shrapnel. So you get trapped. You get trapped under concrete, and it's either you starve to death, you know, or if you are injured, you bleed to death. It's just, and they talk about humane and humanity and absolute despots. not to free nobody. Not because somebody threatened you. As you could see yesterday, you know, one of the senior people in the administration resigned because he said there was no imminent threat. About 2 months ago, you bomb where you say were the sites where whatever nuclear, and regardless of that, who gave you the authority? Two countries, one that actually use nuclear weapons, missiles in Japan, and the next one who has nuclear weapons that they illegally have and that they are not subjected to the international laws around that having nuclear weapons. So how the hell you could say somebody else, those two in particular, how those two particular countries could ever tell anybody else about having nuclear weapons? Iran never went to war with nobody. People went to war with them. Iraq went to war with Iran when Iraq was a friend of the West and America and Britain, and they helped Iraq fight Iran. Know all the history. Until Saddam get fed up with them. Not fed up with Iran, you know. Fed up with the West. And when they had the falling out, etc., America came and destroyed Saddam. Again for a lie. Weapons of mass destruction. All they don't know all the history. Real simple history, not too far away, no, not too long ago. We need the people of the world to continue to unite and fight for what is right. And the people of the world, white, yellow, green, blue, all of different colors, black, brown, different religions. I send my love to my Jewish brothers, my Christian brothers and sisters, my non-religious, well, those define themselves, everyone who is fighting for what is right, for humanity. I send my love to them, because that is the nature of this united fight against these elites who are bent on domination and greed and wickedness. Right, we take the break. We'll bring it back home to a more local context, go through our news in Trinidad and Tobago, and take some more calls, etc. All right, blessings to everybody this Thursday morning. Love, take care.
I got in an accident a while ago. I was in traffic and my car get bounced from behind.
Well, then they're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, the insurance company go fix it up.
Fix up? Huh? I make my claim the next day. And up to now, I can't hear from the insurance company. I need my car fixed.
Look, you better go to the Financial Services Ombudsman. I'm sure they can help.
Yeah, I'm going to check them now.
To resolve a complaint with your insurance company, bank, or non-bank financial institution, contact the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman at 800-4FSO or visit www.ofso.org.tt. We can help, and our services are free.
Not everything has to change. At KFC, we don't change the flavor, we add more. Now, get our delicious Lent value meals so you can keep on crunching. Get a fish sandwich for $45 or fish fillet with one regular side, also $45. We give you more of the taste you love for Lent. So keep on crunching with KFC. Finger licking good.
TechFlex TT Limited, the #1 computer store in Trinidad and Tobago, has all your tech needs. We have the latest computers, powerful MacBooks, and affordable Chromebooks for school and work, providing new and refurbished options to suit everyone's budget. Also, we carry a variety of printer options and ink solutions for your home and office needs. Need repairs done? Our experienced technicians can solve your tech problems. Visit us now at any of our 2 locations, Wilson Road, Scarborough, next to Royal Castle, or Penco Street, Montrose, Chagonas. Call 235-4919 for more info. TechFlex TT Limited. Affordable tech. Exceptional service.
Get ready, this is big. Our first annual epic fundraiser cruise. Sail in the sunset aboard the stunning Embassy yacht at King's Wharf, San Fernando. Easter Sunday, 5th April 2026. Boarding 2:30 p.m. sharp. Sunset vibes, sweet music, pure liming on the water. Tickets only $250. All funds for a great cause. Together we change lives. Quick rule, no glass bottle, no big coolers. Casual dress, come as you're comfy. Payments can be made by Monday, 30th of March 2026. Tickets still available. Call or WhatsApp 683-8569 or 716-4203 right now. Limited spots, don't sleep. Sail in the sunset, Easter Sunday, Embassy Yacht. Let's go.
Go to FIFA World Cup 2026 with Coca-Cola. Here's how. Buy any Coca-Cola 591 milliliter bottle with football labels. Uncap and submit your code via WhatsApp to 328-2878. It's that easy. Participate as often as you like for your chance to win FIFA World Cup tickets or exclusive merchandise and score with Coca-Cola. Promotion approved by NLCB. Follow us on social media for updates.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
Southern Games 2026, coming to Skinner Park, San Fernando, Saturday 21st March. Athletics heats start 9:30 a.m. Sunday 22nd March. Athletics finals plus cycling from 1:30 p.m. Expect fast sprints, powerful finishes, exciting bike races, and attractive door prizes. Perfect family fun. Cheer on our rising local stars. Tickets, adults, $60. Kids under 14, $20. Under 5, free. Buy now at Atherley's by the Park, Awardee Hardware in Marabella from March 6th onward, or at the gate on the day. More info? Call 368-5649 or 77-83274. Southern Games 2026. With God, all things are possible. We thank our sponsors. Peria Fuel Trading Company, Limited, Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs, National Flour Mills, TechU Credit Union, and Ventures Credit Union.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Alloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on the Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Tobago Flow is giving you a big choice to make this March. Choose to save $51 each month for 6 whole months with our Fiber Link Up and Binge plan. Or get a free Samsung smartphone with the Link Up Plus or Link Up More plan. Either way, you come out a winner because installation is completely free on everything. Move fast. This offer ends March 31st. Sign up in store today or visit discoverflow.co for more information. Flow. We keep your rhythm flowing.
Hi there, I'm Lester Suglal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and fifth Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launch from Kings Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back. When you want real chicken, you know it only have one original. More chicken, more value, more deals every day. Every lime, every craving. This is not just food, this is flavor. So when hunger calls, it must be KFC. Visit us today or order now via app, call, website, delivery or drive-through, and follow KFC Trinidad and Tobago WhatsApp channel for all the deals. All know we have the best KFC in the world, right? Like, seriously, our chicken, we'll use local chicken here, so it's different. And of course, just the flavor of our people. So, we are still in the month of Ramadan. Fasting is about to finish. And of course, Eid as well, the celebration of the finishing of Eid. I see some people are asking if the bombing could be held up for Eid. I think Turkey and a couple other countries. Shameful the state of the world. Shameful that a few people, it's not the people of America. It might not even be maybe a majority of Israelis, because that programming that they programmed with, I don't know. But this small group deciding to unleash so much pain on the world, because obviously when you do what you do, when you bomb people, when you start war, people will retaliate. I don't know if they thought they were just going to kill all of the leaders, the spiritual leader, this one. Every day Israel claiming, which they have done, they kill and they kill and they kill and they kill, and they think, I don't know, that by killing they will get the remaining people to bend to them. They do not understand. That is the spirit of singing Sandra in Iran. They are human beings who prefer to die with their dignity. They are people who will die on their feet rather than live on their knees. So your bullying cannot work. Your murdering Your murdering cannot work. And maybe you have other intentions. Maybe you want to ignite the region in war, because that is what they are doing. They've ignited the region in war. And that war will have consequences for the rest of the world, of course. Energy supply. Iran is, as they are hit, as their energy infrastructure is being hit, they have also committed and they have been hitting the energy infrastructure of the Gulf nations who are allies with the US. Fair is fair. I'm not going to try to shoot some missile how much thousands of miles away. Your bases are here. Your allies are here. This is the energy that goes to you. And you just bombed mine, so guess what? Moses' law, an eye for an eye. And oil prices continue to rise. The fertilizers that are created from petrochemicals that are the basis, part of the basis of farming across farms across the world. I know there will be alternate supply. I hope Nutrien in Trinidad comes back online, because there would be a need for fertilizer. It's going to shoot up in price. And therefore we at risk of a food crisis as well. Or they chuck something in all their backyard, you know. Plant something to eat, you know. I'm telling all you, you know, I'm not asking all that, telling all you. This is where it goes to. This is where it eventually reaches. The Ukraine war had ramifications to the price of grain. And therefore, if you look at the price of cereals and porridges, etc., they have risen tremendously. Understand the global climate. So we're looking on, as I said, regardless of the ownership of all these platforms as well. The boss owns 91.9 FM and he's a fair and just man, right? But the internet platforms, the social media platforms are owned by people who, billionaires who support what is going on, who support this domination of the whole world by a few, because they are part of the domination. But even with them owning all these platforms and controlling and trying to manipulate views, overwhelmingly, I'm telling all you could do polls, you could check, overwhelmingly, the people of the world are sick and fed up of this type of aggression. Fed up of Israel, fed up of American leadership at this point in time. So we continue to speak the truth and fight our fight for the upliftment and for the equal rights of all human beings. We go to the daily news, and there are a number of stories that are trending in the news. We see the continued little conversation around the former Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, and the statements that he has made in response to the statements that the Prime Minister would have made. We see, and I know we could recall, the Prime Minister stating that narco-terrorists funded Balize House, and then the former Prime Minister coming to say, no, she's a, and you know, she's a Jamet, so you say. And again, politicians are so skillful that people gone off on the word that he said, which he probably want us to, make the controversy around him using that type of description for the Prime Minister, and forget that the central topic is, wait now, is there really people who are involved in drugs who sponsored the Balize House build? And that is a critical question. And like I say, we're waiting to see what comes out of it, because the Prime Minister says something, so we want the information. The population wants the information. And Mr. Rowley has to be careful that he puts his foot in his mouth. He's trying to change the conversation, you know. There's even responses to him calling her whatever, that name or whatever. But that's not the point. The point is, bring the facts. There's a list that the Americans have given. I don't know when you're waiting on. You're waiting on election. It's not about election. It's about right and wrong. People fear people. All my listeners, my callers, all my good fear people. There's the fear program. Well, you know that, right? This program on a morning. If you listen to this radio station during the hours that I am broadcasting, it's because you are a fair person for the most part. But I mean, biased people welcome too, I need ratings. But I'm just saying, you are still willing to hear perspectives from both sides. The most harsh people on any side, I take the call. Because it's not really about that. It is about the interest of the population of Trinidad and Tobago. It is about my interest, my children's interest, your interest as well. And our collective interest does not lie in a race or a party or a color or anything like that. Our collective interest lies in proper governance. So we all must be united all the time, not selectively, on good governance. That's why I have callers who were tremendously in support of the UNC, and when they do wrong, or they misstep, or whatever you want to call it, they call and they say, they don't like this, they don't like that. That is the type of thinking that builds a strong society. If you justify and you defend wrong, you destroy your country. So let's stop that as a people, and let us get some answers to this. If it's drug money, build Balize House. Come on, we can't be just talk, right? So a lot of talk around that issue. Some other crime issues, of course, as crime continues in Trinidad, and we need to find ways to continue to combat at a greater rate, in a better way, the scourge of crime. The headline is seven Venezuelans snatched son of doubles vendor, ransom demanded. I don't know how they know it's Venezuelans. Let me read in the article to be fair. We hope that he's safe and he's returned to his family as well, right? A ransom of US $50,000 is being demanded for the safe release of the son of an Aranguez double seller who was kidnapped early this morning. He is Cody Narain, 21, of Aranguez. A source close to the family told Express earlier today that sometime on Tuesday night, Narain left the family home. Narain left the family home telling relatives that he was heading to Tyrico Bay, which is a short distance from Maracas Bay off the North Coast Road. It is believed that while on the beach, he was approached by 7 men described as Venezuelan nationals around 1 a.m. He was grabbed and taken to an undisclosed location, and a call made to relatives informing them that he had been kidnapped and a ransom demand made. This whole story is interesting as well. Late night, well, early morning, darkness at Tyrico Bay. I don't know about that. I don't know. You know, and then what, they randomly pick you up. They know you was going to be there. 7 Venezuelan nationals, really? I don't know. This story. So we wait to see how things unfold. Remember, there's the intelligent morning program as well. We're not stupid. So when things not really adding up 100%, we know it not adding up, right? But we still hope that he is okay. He's, you know, he's all right. We see this company, the Warner company, that has been in the news often. That company and the owners facing some money laundering charges, right? I want to express my view, but I don't want to be. There are a number of companies in Trinidad and Tobago that are associated with politicians, right? Because the nature of politics is that you need funding to do your activities. Let us be real. And I have been real on this program, and we have spoken about this and campaign finance. Political parties need money to campaign and do all the things that they do. Not so? Now, where does this money come from? Therefore, now companies get involved. Friends of politicians, a friend of mine might give me some money. Alright, you want to buy hampers to spread a little joy to people and, you know, convey a little message to them while show them that you care, not just with talk, not just with words. Okay, I will buy some hampers for your Fuad. And then, as a company operating in Trinidad and Tobago, if I go into office, they might say, okay, I could have an opportunity to do some work, a tendering for this. Please consider me as well. This is the interconnection that takes place. And I just given a small example. Imagine on scale. Everybody knows everybody in Trinidad and Tobago. So we really had to kind of get real. What is acceptable, what is not acceptable? Obviously, the breach of all laws of Trinidad and Tobago are not acceptable. Obviously, for people to dominate, companies to dominate opportunity through political connections is not fair. You have to leave room for everybody to live. But we have a flaw, we have a problem there with campaign finance. And for us intelligent Trinbagonians, we have to be pushing and asking for solutions to this problem. We have to be asking for solutions. We have to be asking for greater declarations. We have to be asking, as I have asked, let's create a fund and let's fairly give to political parties money so that they could advance themselves once they have a certain support, so that the playing field becomes level, so that we know who is putting the money into political parties, not private companies per se, but a fund from Trinidad and Tobago. That way Trinidad and Tobago would own the politics. I have kept saying it. I don't know what's wrong with Trinidad and Tobago if we just content and happy to keep going the way we're going. But it keeps creating problems, and the Warner Company has been singled out. Right? They're famous, just like in the last administration before SIS was like singled out. Krishna Lana, famous. They make him famous. What are we really doing? What are we really doing? How can we improve? Do we even care to improve? Are we going to continue like in the Western, some of the terrible corrupt Western countries, where a few going to continue to monopolize with their money? Or are we going to be real and say, okay, here what's going on? We have to be fair, and small and medium companies have to get opportunities. Yeah, it have a share for the big boy, you know, but you can't eat so much. Other people have to eat. We want greater equality in Trinidad and Tobago. Is that what we want? Are we willing to stand for that? Indeed, part of us voting for the United National Congress is that we want anti-1%. We don't want concentration of wealth in just the hands of 1% of our population. It was a big topic on the campaign trail. It is a big topic for Trinbagonians. So let us keep our eyes on the prize. Let us keep pushing towards what we want. So that particular company facing tremendous challenges, right? Be fair to the people and them. That's all I'm saying. And of course, if you do wrong, also we have to be just in the way that we prosecute. If 100 people doing the same wrong, it's not fair to single out 2 and drag them and leave 98. I have another case of that I need to outline as well in the future, right? But it is not fair. Everybody, 100 companies, big companies, and by them is not even the biggest, sitting not the biggest. I mean, even no big company compared to company in Trinidad. If all you only know the kind of companies in Trinidad and Tobago, if all you only know the asset base of certain companies in Trinidad and Tobago, all you sing song like Voice, or what be rich like Sabga, right? And outline who have money like, I don't even want to call the other names. First, they have money. We no business. You will take trips like Ricky. Who else again get mentioned? There are certain entities and individuals with asset bases, with wealth in Trinidad and Tobago. Remember, it's years and years of billions of dollars Trinidad and Tobago spends and, has flowing out of oil and gas, and then infrastructure and other things that are done with this oil and gas money. We have had booms, and during the booms, we think the average Trinbagonian getting a little extra money and a little back pay and a little whatever, and they gain back, front, middle, center, all kind of pay. So local companies, and sometimes multinationals as well, have made billions of dollars from Trinidad and Tobago. And their actions and their collusion and their working with government and other people is not scrutinized and subjected sometimes to the type of persecution that a couple companies might get. And that's not exactly fair. I'm defending, but just saying in general we need to be just. In general we need to be just to each other. Thief never love to see thief with long bag. You can't come to the law with your hands dirty. You can't come, you now do something wrong, right? And you want justice against somebody who doing something wrong. Know what I mean? You is a thief, but lock up that thief there. It's a bit unjust. And maybe that's why politicians don't really do jail in Trinidad and Tobago. Maybe that's why. Because they don't want to set that precedent for themselves. Maybe that's why. But we know, based on the allegations that they continuously swirl all about, that they involved in some things that ain't correct. We have to work on that hypocrisy in our society, right? I start to stay up in the air, because when you really think about it, like my father say, everybody involved. And I don't know when we would get to the point where we could stop and say, nah boy, let us clean up, because this dirtiness starting to affect us. Because the dirtiness of Trinidad and Tobago really affecting us, eh? Let's be real. It not taking us forward. Alright, so let's see what else is in the news. That story about that Warner company. Something about the Prime Minister, somebody, Tertiary Education Minister Dr. Prakash Prasad, has expressed shock and concern over students being informed that the Faculty of Law at the University of the West Indies, will be open at its DB campus. He charged the UWE principal, Professor Rosemary Bell Antwine. He charged that the UWE principal, Professor Rosemary Bell Antwine, was out of place to inform students of such. Okay. An email dated March 18, 2026 was sent to students from UWE's Faculty of Law Dean, Dr. Alicia Elias Roberts, stating, I write to inform you that the government of Trinidad and Tobago has mandated the relocation of the Faculty of Law by August 2026 to the new UWE South campus in DB. Okay, so within the story, it's excellent that the DB campus is being completed. A huge, tremendous facility for the education of our children, and it's excellent that it is coming on stream. But I think the issue is with the informing of students and who really should have done that, etc. You all could read into that article a little bit further, and I am not taking too much issue with it. Maybe as it develops. Alright. Social media operator to pay $417,000 to defamed principal. Alright, so as we use our social media, y'all be careful, Trinidad and Tobago, right? Be careful how you're using your social media, because if you defame people, people's reputation has a value. And if you defame people, if you post things that you should not post, even the courts will adjudicate on you if they seek redress through the courts. And you could find yourself having to pay somebody significant funds, significant sums, right? $417,000, you know. You're listening to me, only hearing how much. So be careful what you say. There is freedom of expression. You just have to be responsible in what you're saying. If you don't know something for sure, then put that disclaimer that you are speculating or that you are not sure. Do not willfully destroy people's character. People's name, people's good name is important. And it has a monetary value in life. And the courts are going to find that monetary value, and you are going to have to pay. I warn Trinidad and Tobago, but I know a lot of people who are online have an idea and are somewhat cautious as well, because they're seeing the amount of litigation that is taking place, right? All they know about the amount of people who are being brought before the courts is not one, is not two, is not three. And the sums are significant. Alright, so get it together. Of course, we see images of numerous individuals going to mosque in the last few days of Ramadan. Countless politicians on both sides attending mosque. Very good. All you get them to pray and thing, eh? Get them to pray. Maybe something will catch on. Some of them pray probably. Some are God-fearing people. I hope. But the better human beings are, good people make good representatives, good politicians. So if you can improve yourself spiritually, it will translate into to governance and to representation. Right? 342-008-146-65391. I hope that our radio line is still running well, and people can hear across Trinidad and Tobago, because I know there were some complaints about our line. Release our son. Parents of 16-year-old held under PDO says he's innocent, concerned he'll miss exams and spend birthday in jail. Well, that is certainly concerning, right? I'll go into the article. You all know we are in a state of emergency, which is concerning, of course. We have been seeing some crimes continue during this SOE, so more needs to be done to address the situation holistically. It's not going to be a 1 day, 2 month solution, but there needs to be more work towards a concerted plan to fix Trinidad and Tobago, right? We look forward to that. But in particular, in this state of emergency, there's a specific situation where the parents of a 16-year-old, Jalen George, who's the first minor detained under the current state of emergency, say he is innocent of the allegations made against him by the police. According to the preventative detention order, a PDO related to George, he was credibly identified by confidential intelligence as a member of the Rasta City/7 gang. The order added that George is a shooter for the gang and has access to a cache of high-powered firearms and ammunition intended to be used to expand the gang's territory. It further claims that he and others plan to imminently carry out retaliatory shootings against rival gangs in public spaces, making his detention necessary to disrupt these plans. Wow. The fact that the arms of the state have this supposed credible information to put in a preventative detention order says to me that they should be able to accumulate this proper evidence, charge, and through the processes of law, convict this young man of the crimes that he is being accused of. Now, this is the challenge with these SOE and preventative detention orders. People are being arrested, detained for periods of time, and when that period of time finishes, they are just released. Now, if you have evidence, there's not evidence, if you have intelligence that should lead to evidence, then you should be able to lead charges which will result in convictions and remove that individual from the public sphere for a proper period of time in which he should be rehabilitated, because this is a 16-year-old boy you're talking about. So it still have hope. For everybody there is hope, But certainly for our children, for our minors, there is hope if we can rehabilitate them. Now, this is concerning. This is concerning because what is the veracity of this intelligence? And if intelligence could be used for a preventative detention order, then why is this intelligence not leading to evidence so that we could really deal with these individuals? Why people are being arrested in mass under preventative detention orders, but people are not being arrested and charged with evidence? Nah, let me be real, right? I'm a real person, I'm a fair person. We have to do better. The police service can't have an open check. You see, it's easy to look the other way when it's not you. It's easy to look the other way. But when will we know when it is us? When it actually happens to us or our loved ones? Nah, we really are we achieving what we want to achieve? Yes, there was a short-term problem, an immediate spike in violence with gang warfare coming out of an incident in Carnival. Fair enough. But this particular group that is claimed wasn't even involved. Kinda not really in that. It was more of a Western area issue. We have to do better. We have to do better. are we going to state that after the period in time, 3 months or whatever period of time, this preventative detention order is for, this 16-year-old boy is going to be released from YTRC, right? And then he is going to have to re-assimilate into life? I'm trying to understand. Because the parents just want him to come home so he could go to school. The boy going to school. And I'm not saying that it don't have young men going to school who are tied up, who get caught up, who are being used. I'm not saying that. But I'm trying to get the holistic solution. I'm worried for Trinidad. At least I think he has a mother and father, which is a good sign too. And at least the mother and father has come to the media trying to get some solutions to the issue. That actually speaks a lot. He can finish what he has to do, further his education. My son being there is playing with him mental. And this is quoting his father. I just want my son to come home. He can go to school. He can finish what he has to do, further his education. My son being there as in YTRC, Youth Training and Rehabilitation Center, is playing with him mental. His father said. At least he has a father. I say again, a father who actually care enough to go to the media, who's still checking up after him, and a mother. That says volumes as well. What type of rehabilitation is actually taking place at this YTRC? What type of reform and rehabilitation is taking place there? He's not convicted of anything. He's just being held as a preventative measure. How is he being dealt with? How is he being treated? I worried, concerned as well. A concern on multiple levels and layers of this society. A concern about crime too, don't get me wrong. And I don't ever want anybody to think I'm not concerned about the welfare of all of Trinidad and Tobago. Yesterday I had to, in colloquial terms, course on a mom who called and talking about, there was in the news Glasses, some fella named Glasses being killed by the police. They say he pointed a gun at the police. They say he was one of the people who went into the home where we saw a video where about 4 people walked into the home and was asking a grandmother or somebody sitting on a couch, told them to be quiet from what we were watching, and then a man came out of a room in the back, and as he came out, it appeared that he had something in his hand. I can't verify, maybe it's a gun, I don't know, legal or whatever, and they ran. But I didn't see them with any gun at that point. I saw one with I think a cutlass or something. The way they were dressed, it looked like it was a domestic setting, as in domestic neighbor. I don't know the details, but you could read into things. They didn't look like those wicked individuals who organize themselves and go to people's homes to, invade it and take their money and rob them and stuff like that. To have crews who do that. Like if it's some kind of job. It didn't look like that. But anyway, the police say they responded or whatever, and they ended up shooting that young man and he died. I don't promote that. I promote law and justice. I support the police in the proper execution of their duties. Too sketchy. And I don't, it's a sad reality if you have to respond to young people or to individuals with lethal force. If that's necessary, it's sad, but it's necessary. No problem. I have no problem if you have to, because they engage you and in the fear for your life, you have to defend yourself. No problem with that with police officers. But is that really the case? And I'm not going to promote that or tolerate Trinbagonians calling for that, blood. I can't. It's not right. And then in between, when you do that, you embolden police officers to murder people. You know what I mean? It's just not just. And I believe in Moses' law, and I believe in Christian law and Islamic law. I believe in an eye for eye. So if a young person robs somebody or something, I don't believe that the penalty for that is cold-blooded murder. That they should be killed for that. I don't believe that. I can't justify that nowhere in my spirit or my soul. Yes, the penalty, once you are properly convicted, because we want to make sure you're wrong, the penalty for cold-blooded murder is that you forfeit your life. I have no problem with that. If they want to bring back hanging, even so. But you have to make sure that a person do the wrong thing, that it is the same person, the circumstances, and then once we be sure of that, then no problem. If only were blood, if Trinidad and Tobago were blood, I have no problem with that. But some young people running from the police crash the car, put their hand out the window, and is bullet after bullet. I'm not on that. I am not on that. That I'm not promoting. Because all they go mistake me. Next thing I driving Matida, and one Tida going that way. There's poor people is pay the price, Them driving a white Tida, the white Tida go there. I driving a white Tida, my Tida go on so. Them bend the corner, them see my white Tida. And shoot up my white Tida. And I dead. Instead of somebody else who I ain't even sure what them do. All here, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, KFC. Welcome.
Oh, blessed morning for what I know. Happy Eid to you and the family and your Muslim community, man.
Yeah, man. Bless up. I taken that.
Oh, I was watching the news last night with a 16-year-old getting detention. I don't know for what reason that they're actually saying he's a shooter for some Rasta City gang. But them creating monsters, they lock up the youth man, they have no evidence, they have nothing there. Youth man exam coming up. Roger Alexander, that's looking good, Or to protect the youth and them. You have no evidence, you have nothing, and they lock up the youth man and put him in some YTC or somewhere. All them mashing up the youth and them, man, don't do that. Try and let go the youth man and get evidence, then after you could do what you have to do. But don't have them there wasting time and you have to go and do.
Yeah.
Fuad,
Mm-hmm.
I can pass by the Muscle Roti tomorrow, right?
Pass now, you asking that question, you are always welcome.
So them all blessed. I love you and the family.
Yeah, man. Blessings to you. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, God, KFC, you start your begging already, boy.
Hey, I invited the man, so he not a beg. Don't lick the man for that.
He now stand up and beg, oh, God.
Don't lick him for that now. Don't lick him for that.
What, Mohit and get you back your food card at KFC? Anyway, I looked at Ian Allen yesterday, and he was showing that house that those 4 young men went to rob. You know, it's a home for the elderly. I can't believe this. When Ian Allen gone, I said, what? A home for the elderly they're going to rob? Well,
Right.
Jesus, I said, just now they go on a ward in a hospital and hold up the patients. My God, man, where we going with this?
That's bad. They from the area, though, They from the area? Is this...
Ian Allen said he watching the footwear. And Ian Allen real good, you know. He doing like how they do it on the FBI files on ABC. He watching the footwear and he show where there was a robbery in St. Joseph where they was toting, if you see the big flat screen TV, about 4 of them. Ian Allen saying them is the same fellas who stole that flat screen TV is who went and hold up that nursing home. Oh, God, boy. You know, man, this thing's sad. It's sad.
But if Ian Allen could do that, right? If Ian Allen could just look at that and try and figure it out.
Police should be able to do it.
Yeah. And if they're robbers, right? They're young people who robbing. Because you could tell they're young, and the glasses boy who you were talking about who got killed by the police, right? Right.
Yeah.
Then when they do these things, arrest them and put them through a process to rehabilitate them, because the penalty for robbing somebody is bad, you know. It's terrible what you're doing. It's not death.
Let me tell
And
you.
I do not believe, I'll be honest with you, Mom, I do not believe that they're shooting at the police, and the police, I don't believe that. Sorry, I've seen it too many times. And I'm saying that the police need to stop killing young people.
Yeah. Mr. Bakker, it seems like the police reach a stage, they're fed up, and they're just sending them to the mortuary.
No, but don't encourage them, because God, I never see no law where God say, if young people go astray with stupidness and robbing people, I'm not condoning it. If I catch them, they might get a cut tail. They will they will stop what they're doing, you know.
I am sure they could be rehabilitated.
But we can't shoot them. We can't be killing these.
It is terrible. Come on, misguided. Let me tell you, there's a guy in my neighborhood right now. He is serving. He's on a charge for murder. That young man went to St. Mary's College, and when he was finished, everybody just had to wait to get employment. He fed up. He frustrated. I say, okay, I got a form to full out for him to become an OGT. At least you will get a salary.
Yeah.
He never, every time I ask him for the form, he ain't full it out. You know, he went down Shogunas. Alexander was still on the tape and showed where that young man robbed a playway place.
Oh, God.
Well, he graduated from robbery. Now he's on a murder charge for shooting some robbery on the Diego Martin main road. Oh, gosh, man. And I talked to you. I brought form for you. You could have been an OJT and then get in the service as a public servant. No. You're going online with them bad boys. And I mean, his grandmother, real tried, that lady, Sunday, she and her brother went to do karate classes. You know, he used the karate skill to kick down that door.
All right, failure. Sorry to hear that.
Video here, like,
sorry, I actually cut you off by mistake, but we end at the end of the program. Sorry about that. And I'm saying that let's stop early on when they are making these infractions, early on when they're robbing or whatever. Let us hold them and deal with them before they graduate. Let us rehabilitate, let us take them, let us stop it at the head. All right, blessings to Trinidad and Tobago. Eid Mubarak to everyone who will be celebrating at whatever point. And I will see you all next week because I taken my day tomorrow to celebrate. All right, blessings to everyone. Take care.
You love for Lent, so keep on crunching with KFC. Finger licking good.
This is the voice of Tuzia 7.